Hey everybody, it's me coming to you again this month by video. I decided last month that video wasn't that bad, and the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. So here we go. I'm going to be real quick this month. I have a question for you. How do you measure success? Yeah, that's right. In the business or the nonprofit, the book that you're writing, the magazine you're publishing, the album that you're producing, whatever it may be, how do you measure whether or not you're successful? Is it the money that you make? Or perhaps the number of people who follow you on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, or it might be the people imitating you. Some imitation, they say, is the greatest form of flattery. Could be the number of haters you have. Some people say, hey, I got some people jealous of me. They're hating on a sister. That must mean I'm doing something right. Well, whatever the case may be, whatever your superficial measure may be, and I do say superficial, the true components of success are these. There are two components of success. I'm going to give them to you real quick. Number one is, are you called to do whatever it is that you're doing? Has God called you to do this thing? Number two, when you're doing it, do people come closer to God? Wow, it's windy out here. I probably shouldn't be doing this video outside. I will learn, y'all, next time. But do people come closer to God because of what you're doing? Where am I getting this? I'm getting this from the story of Moses. We all know the story of Moses. Moses is the guy who led the Israelites out of Egypt, right? And so God called him to do this great thing. And in Exodus 3, chapter 3, Moses is kind of unsure about this. This is before it really started. And he says, God, who am I to do this? And that may be where you are. You may be thinking, who am I to write a book? Who am I to start this nonprofit? But God says, don't worry about who you are. Think about who I am. And he says to Moses, I have called you and I will be with you. I'm going to be with you through this thing. And in verse 12, chapter 3, verse 12, he says, I'm going to be with you. And here's the sign that I have sent you. In other words, there's a sign that you're going to know that I have sent you to do this thing, and this was all me from the beginning. And he says, the sign that I have sent you is going to be this. Wait. The sign is that when you get out of Egypt, there's going to come a time when everybody's going to come to this particular mountain here, and they're going to worship me. That's the sign. So the sign of success for Moses in leading the people out of Egypt was not just getting out of Egypt. It wasn't when they crossed the Red Sea on dry ground and the Pharaoh's army came after them and Pharaoh's army drowned in the Red Sea and they got out scot-free and now they were free from slavery. That seems like a pretty big sign to me, but that wasn't God's sign for success. He says the sign that you're going to know that I've called you to do this thing and that you're in my will and that you're successful is that when all of that has taken place, there's going to come a time when these people come around this mountain and they worship me. I ask you, when you finish your book, when you complete the magazine, when you get the job promotion, do you think you're successful then? Or is it the sign that you've drawn people closer to God? That's the sign of success. Am I called to do it, and have I drawn people closer to God? Have I influenced someone to know better about who God is and to know themselves better, who God created them to be by what I'm doing? You don't have to be a preacher to do that. You don't have to be an evangelist. You don't have to be a prophetess. You don't have to be any of those things. You just have to be an influencer for God in whatever you're doing, in whatever venue or whatever realm you're doing it. So keep that measure of success high in your mind as the top priority. It's not the money that I'm making. It's not the people that are talking about me and that know my name. It's whether or not they know God's name because of what I'm doing and I'm called to do it. So I ask you real quick, I'm leaving you with this question. Are you successful?